what do you think is the overall market cap of that dais which is 4 feet by 8 feet? Okay, you can tweet. I don't know what the Twitter handle for RAI, RLS is. If you can actually get the right estimate. I can tell you it is in a few $billion dollars. If you know lakhs and lakhs of crores, it will go into lakhs and lakhs of crores. So please do that. Well, yeah, I know, that's why I said that. Yeah?
So Nagesh, I would remind you, if you can count it, you don't have it.
Well,
So
Rakesh says, if you can count it, you don't have it. Okay? Rakesh, let me start with you, outside this.
Yeah.
To have it, what should you do it? Yeah?
Pardon?
To have it, what should you do?
God's grace, elders' blessings.
Well, look at this. Rakesh says nothing is in your hand, you know. It's God's grace. If you can count it, you can't have it. Huh?
Mr. Nagesh, I am not a put-on, I believe it. See, don't think that you are Mr. Nagesh or is Mr. Biyani because he is Mr. Biyani. He is Mr. Biyani because God has chosen him to be Mr. Biyani.
Wonderful.
I think that should be a philosophy in life. Don't think we are what we are because of what we are. We are what we are because he has chosen us to be.
Wonderful.
And don't forget, he can take it away any day.
Let me repeat his last statement, yeah? Don't forget that he can take it away. Yeah? That was wonderful. With that, let's start this panel. It's all about connected retail. And we have the who's who of the industry. We have somebody representing Google. We have Kishore. We have Rakesh. We have Ram from the Landmark Group. And of course, we have Mohit from Google. Mohit, let me start with you. From today's connected world, how will the connected world 1 year, 3 year, 5 year will look different? Will we have these wires at all? Will we have a mobile phone in the hand?
Okay, well, let me first start with qualifying that I am probably the only non-entrepreneur sitting on this stage right now. So probably the people sitting here are defining how the world would be in the next 5 to 10 years. But I think if you look at this pace of technology, it's really, really disruptive right now. Right? We took probably decades and hundreds of years to get to 1 billion televisions, to get to 1 billion telephones. But look at what mobile phones, smartphones are doing. Right? Look at how internet penetration in a country like India, where we have only about 300 million plus.
Mohit, on behalf of the audience, I want to know a few things that's happening in Google Labs there. Yeah, I think that's what the audience wants to know. What's going to come in the next 2 years, which is going to be different? Anything different that you're seeing?
Larry Page at google.com. Well, yes, at Google, we truly believe in investing in technologies which are disruptive and which can scale to the larger benefit of the world. And that is why we do invest in things which people right now think are probably crazy and undoable. But we do believe, like Larry says, that those are the things which are probably interesting and need to be done because nobody else is doing that. And that is why you see right from stuff like Android and the impact which it has created to self-driving cars, to Project Loon, and so on and so forth. So keep watching this space for more.
Let me ask Rakesh. Rakesh, you have seen the way the banking and the finance industry has changed in the last 10 years. That 10 to 15 years back, the way trading was happening, the way it's happening. And every time technology came in, a lot of us feared as to technology is going to probably disrupt. But actually, technologies help people grow. Okay, looking at that last 5-10 years, how would you see what could happen to retail? You can also please look at what's happening to retail investments. Please go, feel free about that.
See, I will start by saying that if you look at what is the modern world, according to me, the modern world is the ability, to be successful in this fast-changing world, is the ability to anticipate change, accept it, prepare for it, and benefit from it. Right? So therefore, recognizing change is extremely important. But we should not get overwhelmed by it. Every time something new says, it will change everything, and everything remains the same. When the television came, they said, who will go to cinema halls? Said, cinema halls are booming. So therefore, I think too much is being made about this disruption and about this innovation and entrepreneurship, especially when Mahindra and Mahindra and Tatas, they set up innovation departments that they want to innovate like youngsters, 25-year-olds. I think that disruption is recognized too far and too fast. And to my mind, the real disruption in the last 10 years has come in only one area, and that is communication. If you look at other ways, I don't think things have really disrupted anyway. I'm eating the same way, I'm traveling the same way, right? And I, for one, feel that more people are talking about change, more things are going to remain the same. In fact, America today, only 7% sales are online. And I would like to see all these online figures with a profitable online dealer.
Oh, I'll stop you there. I'll stop you there because I think...
No, listen to me. I will ask BCG that, boss, tomorrow I can sell something worth, if I sell a hotel room in Renaissance at 2,000 rupees a room or 1,000 rupees a room, and my father-in-law is financing me, or just because he got money in Alibaba, he's giving it to me, I can sell the room 300% occupancy. Let him sell at an economic price. You show me a profitable model, I will accept volume will grow. I do not accept that these volumes can grow with these kind of losses.
So let me stop you here because let me get Sachin back. Sachin, I actually, this is not the way I had planned, yeah, but let me tell you very much. And the way it is planning out, maybe I need to put you in the center. But
I already warned Sachin that we investors have a right to say everything, except to our banker and to our wife.
No, Sachin, what is this online? First of all, I think online has created a huge impact in the country. Positive, negative, good, bad, whatever it is. Because don't forget, every offline retailer in this country, every offline retailer is talking of going online. So what's this whole story about online? And you need to answer Rakesh and tell him, boss, we will make money. But when is the question? So please go ahead.
My father also told me, all my wealth is yours. I only ask him when.
Sachin.
Yeah. This is on. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I think what was presented in the BCG report actually is where it answers actually most of the questions of why online is happening and what is the driving force behind it. I think if you look around us, everything that we do on a regular basis is getting changed because of internet. Whether you can call it disruption or not, that's a different thing. But I think whether how you take a taxi, to how you book a hotel room, to how you also think about shopping, everything is changing because of the access to internet. And internet provides that medium where it makes even very simple, common people into almost like superhumans because of the access to information and services that it provides. Earlier that was not possible. You were largely restricted to a physical area which was available to you, or if you wanted to find information, you had to read multiple books and stuff, which Google, for example, changed significantly, right? So I think that is the driving force. I think internet is actually opening up newer ways of doing things, and people are finding value in that. As long as they find value in that, they will adopt it, and that's what is happening to retail as well. We believe it's still very, very early days. In the US, the number is still about 7% of total sales online, and in India, it's about 1%. Minuscule as compared to the size of we really don't even matter right now. Probably we make headlines, but that's about it. I think we really don't matter much.
You make headlines, you take the full pages. You know what, as retailers, some of us used to get the front page in Times of India, and we were really privileged lots. Now we get the front pages, but they say you'll get the 6th front page, which is amazing, yeah. But that's what life is.
Yeah, and I think it's if you look at the overall macro of the industry right now, about 1%. We believe by 2020 we'll be about 8 to 10% of total retail of India. Or total e-commerce will be 8 to 10%, which is still which will mean that the market will have to grow at about 60 to 70% year over year in the next 5 years, and it's growing at right now about 100% year over year. Infrastructure of the country doesn't support in e-commerce operations like we do. It has to it needs investments, it needs warehousing, logistics. We are building almost like training schools from scratch for our employees for them to know what it will take. We are also bringing a lot of talent from outside India to help us build e-commerce in India, and I think this is the stage where it is about investing. It is about investing in the growth of the business. Of course, I mean, what you see visibly as e-commerce companies investing in is pricing, which I think is only a very small part of the overall investments that we are making, which is the most visible part again. it's like the tip of the iceberg, but the 90% of the iceberg is hidden. And those are the ones, those are the investments which will over time give us the differentiation and will generate value back for the investors.
I would agree. For going back to Kishore, so Rakesh, what, why,
But his answer
how?
is
No. What, why, how has got answered. We'll get the when by the end of the session.
No, when, but the question is, what I'm saying, I think there are two difficulties. How, it may be 50 billion. My prediction is, let BCG say what they want. The question is that I will believe in it when they sell at an economical price. You are living in a capitalist society. Can somebody go on marketing at a loss? And how much loss are people ready to fund? I think a blockade will come in a year. It's already started, but there will be no financing available.
So
I said this 50 billion is all crap.
So we'll come to that part of it. Kishore, you have seen both the end. You're seeing the end where you started off Big Bazaar, it's just sasta.
No, but that's what they should tell us, organized retail in 2008.
Correct.
You know, what a dream shopper stop issue. What a dream it was. Yeah? What demand.
Yeah.
You explain to us the same thing about offline retail. Now we explain about online retail.
We'll come to that, Rakesh. Kishore, you know, when we have Rakesh with us, we have to have two sets of panel. One panel with Rakesh and one panel all around here. Yeah, because, wonderful. No, please. I won't. Kishore, I mean, you have seen this happening from a very early part of the world. I saw your today's front page Economic Times which says that, you know, things are going to become difficult. The question is not that. The question is, Kishore, the consumer is changing. He is becoming 24/7. He has got online. He's got technology and wires hanging all around the place. I mean, you have seen the last few years. How do you see this whole online connected world working? And then we'll come to about what will happen to online and offline separately.
I think looking at the headline, understanding the new change, like Rakeshji said, we have to understand everything. So I started reading all the books, started meeting all the people, and I understood technology does only one thing. It increases the capacity of human being. We had locomotives, we had aeroplanes, we had the connected world now in terms of communication. And technology does basically three things. It reduces space, reduces time, and creates social interactions. So if you look at from this perspective, our e-commerce business, when we came into the physical commerce business, we were competing with the Kirana wala. They had a cost of doing business of 4 to 5%. We had a cost of around 14 to 18%. And we were not able to match the cost of difference of doing business. If you look at our cost of doing business, it's come down because of the size and scale. We are at now 14% or 12% of cost of doing business. They are at 53% in terms of cost of doing business. The difference is too wide. I doubt whether they can ever meet that difference. So in fact, they don't have a chance in the current form in which they are running the business. So we are not worried. We believe there will be a lot of news about it. I think within 6 months, we'll see the news of closures happening, which has started. So, and we are gaining our share. They are creating markets for us. They are making the habits form. And we believe we'll reap that benefit.
Ram, but tell me, but why is it that Tata's, Birla's, Shopstop, Biani's, Landmark Group, everybody is investing into online and everybody is talking omni-channel? You have seen operating from the Gulf, a large Landmark Group. You have seen the India operations and you have seen Alibaba doing, Amazon doing, Flipkart, Snapdeal, everybody doing some great job. Why are we then going on to online at all? Why
You can't
omni-channel?
compare Alibaba, excuse me, you can't compare Alibaba with India. Alibaba is a monopolist.
So we'll keep Alibaba out.
You make Flipkart the only company in India. The investment is valuation can be justified.
So we'll come to Sachin and ask him, how does he become the only company left in India? And what does he do with the other, you know, the Amazon and the Snapdeal and the
like
Paytm?
saying,
We'll come to that.
It's like me asking God that I can live forever.
No, let me come to Ram. Let's talk about it. First is, how do you see? You have been in the industry for 20 years. You have built brick by brick, and now you're also building click by click. Kabir was somewhere here. He launched the click part of it. Why then are we going online, omni-channel?
I think definitely the change is coming. Consumers are getting, more and more tech savvy. They want to experience online as well as experience the stores. So it's becoming very important for us to realize the change that's happening around us. I would say that the Kirana retailers were the most connected with their customers. And as the scale came and the changes came, and then we started building large formats and multiple locations, one of the things that happened with all of us as as traditional retailers or brick and mortar retailers is our connect with the customers was not so easy. What technology has today provided us is a platform by which this is now possible for a large format retailer to get connected with the customer and service the customer. But what matters to retail does not change, which is understanding the customer, providing the customer what he wants, servicing him in the right way, creating the excitement and the engagement. But technology has become a very good tool to do all this in our life, and that's what I believe that the retailers should now do, to embrace it and then adopt it in the organization to be able to understand the customer better. I mean, the real-time marketing, real-time engagement, all is possible, but we couldn't do it, say 5 years back, 10 years back. But today technology is enabling it, and why not?
So is it fair to say that the offline retailers, when they embrace technology and go on, they are likely to be much more profitable, and probably you will not get the same kind of scale that the online is talking today?
I think the brick and mortar retailers will be more sensible.
More sensible. Sachin, everything is again coming back to you. Tell me one thing.
I want to ask him one thing.
Ask
No,
whom?
it is very beneficial.
No, ask whom?
Why don't ask anybody?
Acha.
I will be so happy if you can organize online retailing tour of London for my wife.
Online retailing?
Tour of London.
Online
Or to
retailing.
New York. Or, she can sit in Bombay, shop, have the experience and feeling of
But
shopping.
why would she want to sit in front of you and shop in London? Yeah?
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. No. So you cannot create that experience. Imagine you go for a holiday and your wife doesn't shop. Because you have an exceptional wife.
Wait.
What will happen to holiday shopping if everything is offline?
Rakesh,
And
you
what
go-
will happen to these duty-free shops at the airports?
Do
They
you-
go
do-
bankrupt.
Rakesh, when you go to London, do you go along with her to shop or no?
No, I don't know.
Oh, so you want her to shop so that you can be on your own.
No, not like that.
Okay.
I can be on my own otherwise. No.
Let me come back. Sachin, offline retailers are going online. You also heard of Amazon putting the first brick and mortar shop, online retailers going offline. This is all merging actually. As of today, it is offline versus online. But how are you looking at this whole space going from online to offline? And answer his question, do we see a situation where some of the experiences of offline can be actually brought onto the online retailer?
I think firstly, the world is going to be more and more, online and offline divide is going to be actually lot less in the future as compared to before. I think a big difference that is now happening is the mobile internet revolution that is happening. And for example, if you have a mobile internet or if you have a smartphone and you are standing on a high street in Bangalore or in Mumbai.
No, don't say Bangalore. Use London.
Let's say London, right? And you're checking prices. You're also shopping offline, and you're also checking prices or checking selection online. Are you really shopping online or are you shopping offline? I mean, that thing is actually becoming blurred.
Actually,
right?
are you shopping in London, or are you shopping in London, checking price in New York,
Yes.
and asking your husband sitting in Mumbai?
That is also happening. I think, for example, if you look at what there are very early signs of what if you look at what AliExpress is doing, right? You can shop from anywhere in the world.
But
from
online you're
sellers
selling
in
at a
China.
price which is not sustainable here.
Yeah, we'll come to price, Rakesh. That is of
No,
course.
but what do they have except price?
But Rakesh, we have to ask the question as to what are the investors, the community that you belong to. Why are they putting money into this?
But their investors are one group of people. There are only two people in the world who are investing.
Okay.
All that, one is Tiger and one is Alibaba. One is SoftBank. And all the sources and money is Alibaba. And there's a difference. No, it's Alibaba's $400 billion market cap, boss. If I own 20% of Alibaba, I have 40 billion. Boss, I'll take 2 billion and put it here. What is he taking out of that?
I agree with
So
you.
it is of one very, very narrow group of investors. But now they are also, क्या बहुत भागते
थक रहे हैं.
तो $1,000 में थोड़ा थकते हैं ना.
कोई बात नहीं.
अभी टाइगर क्या बोलते हैं, कंसोलिडेट करो, नहीं तो बंद करो. अभी चेकबुक आना मुश्किल है. अभी दिखाओ नफा कभी से आएगा.
Like I asked him to say that when is the Google Labs, tell us something about it. We'll also talk about Sachin as to what's happening. When will we see a consolidation of a Flipkart and a
No,
Snapdeal
when
and a
will we see positive profit?
Positive profit, yes.
Consolidation, sir.
We'll get an answer from him. We'll get an answer from him. Sachin, I think, please give that answer. Whatever you want to say.
Then he will not speak. After that, he will not speak. No, once he gives you the
Sir, I
time
want to
frame,
make
he
a
will
very
not speak.
important point of view in my investment life and in my experience. You look at the Fortune 500. There are two characteristics each company has. Every company has been built with the cash flows of the profits, not with investors' money. Investors' money can be round one, round two. No company which goes for round three comes to Fortune 500.
Yeah.
Second thing is they all pay taxes. Right? They all pay taxes. So history tells us companies are built not by investors' money, but with the skills, the superior business models, and with the profitability and the consequent cash flows. The guy who created the world's biggest retailer, what investor money did Walmart's owner have? So businesses are not created.
We'll get an answer from him. We'll get an answer from him. Sachin, I think, please give that answer. Whatever you want to say.
Then he will not speak. After that, he will not speak. No, once he gives you the
Sir, I
time
want to
frame,
make
he
a
will
very
not speak.
important point of view in my investment life and in my experience. You look at the Fortune 500. There are two characteristics each company has. Every company has been built with the cash flows of the profits, not with investors' money. Investors' money can be round one, round two. No company which goes for round three comes to Fortune 500.
Yeah.
Second thing is they all pay taxes. Right? They all pay taxes. So history tells us companies are built not by investors' money, but with the skills, the superior business models, and with the profitability and the consequent cash flows. The guy who created the world's biggest retailer, what investor money did Walmart's owner have? So businesses are not created by capital.
Maybe the world is a little different world. Can we hear from him?
Yeah, sure.
Sachin.
Which part should I answer?
Sachin, I'm sorry.
You first answer the question of when you will become profitable.
I think that's a very important question, and we are still trying to answer it.
You're not my father-in-law. I can't come to wedding.
No, I think, Sachin, the important part, answer first the question of saying, how are you seeing offline and online merging? That's the first question I want you to answer.
Let me come to that. I think let me answer let me address the elephant. I think that's like the most important question that everybody has on their mind, and it is a really important one. I think we are already seeing signs of that. For example, our cost of operations, as Mr. Biani said, I think are much lower than actually 50%, which actually is, they are in mid-single digits. From a cost of operations point of view, we are pretty efficient in our operations.
I said cost of doing business, not cost of operations.
Yeah, but I think
let's be honest to what the point we have said, cost of doing business.
Yeah, but I think eventually what we are seeing is that as technology investments are not going to ramp up with the size of the business. As the businesses become 5x or 10x of where they are today, the technology investments are not going to become 10x. The marketing investments are not going to be 10x. Right. But I think, for example, at Myntra, we are seeing that already. It's a pure play fashion e-commerce company. We are already profitable at a operations level. If you exclude the cost of technology, we are actually making a profit right now, and we are seeing signs of that. And we are, and for example, the exclusive deals that we had with Motorola or Xiaomi, and now with Lee TV, all of these are actually pretty profitable for us.
But 40% of sale is mobile phones, no mobiles. Their margins are 2-3%. No, that's what I'm told. I don't know. So how to be profitable? If 40% में आप 2% कमाओ.
Yeah, Rakesh, complete करने दो ना online. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, and I think an important part that was also mentioned in the BCG report, which is also the data that we are seeing, e-commerce, although maybe whatever $10 billion of sales last year, but in terms of influencing the total sales of retail in India, it is actually much bigger, 2 or 3 times bigger than that. And we are seeing that as an opportunity to build advertising businesses on top of that, and that's what we are also doing that. And we believe that is going to be another area of profitability. There is a huge room of improvement in logistics costs. We are still just building it out. We can, our per delivery boy efficiency can go up by at least 2 times from where it is today. And those will be the sources of, again, efficiencies and cost reduction. And then that's what we will look for. So I think there are lots of opportunities over there, which we are pretty comfortable with. I don't think we want to be, but the main area of focus continues to be growth. And that is what we believe is the right area to focus on right now, because if the market is growing at 100% year over year and you are not matching or beating that, then you are going to be relevant after some time. That's an important focus area for us. The question about online and offline, I think lot of influence of offline retail will come from online. Other factor that is happening is that markets, if you're a retailer in London or a brand which operates out of London, you will be able to easily access markets in India without having to run large operations over there. And we are seeing that with some of the brand partnerships that we did, whether it's Chinese brands or it's American brands which are coming to India through online route, and they're finding a huge amount of value in doing that. I think omni-channel is something that we are watching. I think India has some structural challenges for that to happen at a large scale. But I believe the grofers kind of model where it is stored, that pick up from store and deliver to home can also work out, and that's what we are watching closely.
Kishore, after hearing these two, do you see the possibility of offline-online merging? I mean, you are of the believer that some of the online players
I am of a belief that the people who will close down offline will buy them, the online people who will close down will buy them out there.
This is a big statement. So you're actually seeing a lot, but no, we're talking of maybe 2, 3, 4 people who are on the limelight and the papers talk about it. But there are lots of smaller people who are struggling.
I think we are very serious about it. We believe that you can't stop an idea which has come.
Yeah.
I believe the difference is the cost of doing business. Whether we are able to bring the cost of doing business through a medium. I think people are using online for information in a significant way. One can't ignore that. I think the whole idea is how do you bring down the cost of doing business. And whether we as a retailer can bring down the cost of doing business and using this medium will be the winner. And I strongly believe in the medium, and we believe there are opportunities of online players struggling on one side. And we are very, I think we will be making an announcement soon on that.
Oh, wonderful. Wow. So offline players learning from online and actually making the best of it. So that's somebody else's success.
What about existing, I think a large part of the market, even online, see, if change is very disruptive, the existing players don't have time. If change is not very fast, then the existing players in the offline, who have large cash flows, they will be able to invest in the online business. See, cash flow, it's a big question.
You had something to say.
Nagesh, I just want to add one thing. See, like normally in our stores, we get dated in say 6 years, 7 years, and if a hypermarket we say 8 to 10 years. But technology gets dated much faster. So when we say that when you invest on technology and it can leverage scale over a long period of time, I'm not sure about that for the simple reason, many of the hardware suppliers in the world refuse to maintain equipments after 3 years. And they say, we have come out with a new version and you need to upgrade now, go for a new one. So I don't know how this economics works on technology investments at the back end, right? When changes are happening in technology at such a rapid pace, I think the pure online players' investments at the back end will keep multiplying as they keep adding more and more customers.
So your belief is that the offline players spend on reinvestment after 6 to 7 years. Online players will have to invest every 3 years or 4 years. Mohit, what do you think? From the Google's eye, how do you see this whole operations?
Yeah, no, it's quite interesting to look at this discussion and just taking this a little bit away from the online versus offline discussion.
This is not versus, it is online and offline.
Exactly. The point I'm trying to make here is that I think the impact of technology on our consumers cannot be undermined. So it doesn't mean that if a consumer walks into an offline store, he is not using technology. He is very, very well informed. If he is buying something of value, he has probably already researched about that. And if he is coming to your store, he already has a preconceived notion about the brand and about probably your store. And if you're not present in that time when he is thinking and researching about that, you are probably missing an opportunity to influence that customer. So he's buying offline, but he has been hearing on social medias, on communication channels, and search and videos about how your store looks like. Is there parking space? Is the price okay? ROPO phenomena, right? Research offline, purchase online, or showrooming. All these are very, very common. So our consumers today, you just asked the question, how many of them have a smartphone today? You ask how many of them have 2 smartphones today. You cannot deny that fact, which essentially means that you cannot take away the impact of technology. Now, omni-channel is selling through all channels, but I think the impact of technology goes beyond that. One of the questions which you mentioned was really the cost of technology today. I think that has also moved beyond just putting hardware servers in your own data center and really trying and scaling it up. We all see that, okay, when you have a real big sale and you don't have hardware which can scale on top of that, what happens? Or you need to do that. Public cloud today allows you to have a cost which is much lower than what you can imagine today. Consumer-based technologies are allowing you to use all of these technologies, which are always state of the art. You don't need to replace hardware, you don't need to do all. So I think that part can easily be addressed, but I think the impact of technology here, whether it's online or offline, is here to stay.
Yeah, but one of the things that, Kishore, and I want you to address, because the audience is full of retailers. I mean, big question is, if I am offline and I have to become online, do I have to have those billion-dollar father-in-laws? Number one. Number two, if I don't have billion-dollar father-in-laws, how do I approach this? There are retailers who probably have small stores, retailers who have chains. And the media is talking about saying you have to be big, you have to have huge investors to really make it online. I mean, what would be, not your advice, but how would you look at it if you were sitting on that side of the table?
If you look at it from a different lens, it's a product and a brand which you are selling through a consumer, and you are using multiple channels to sell them. You are using a physical channel or you are using a digital channel to sell them. So I think it's an information-led digital channel. You can only sell information and maybe do the business physically, or you can do the transactions online. But ultimately, I always come to one single point. We have been working very hard to understand the cost of doing business on online. I think we failed once when we were competing with the Kirana Wala. Finally, we've got return on capital employed, which will please investors like Rakesh. We are getting into now 20% kind of return on investment. Probably next year we'll get into capital investment, maybe 25, 26%. I think we don't want to falter this time. So we'll be very, very smart in terms of making our moves on online. Because we can't do something which will bleed what we have done, struggled for many, many years to get there.
So it's important is to know your business and ensure that you are able to do it in a way that...
But Nagesh, don't you think the bigger influence... See, there were 2 parts in the report. The first report is buying online. One is being influenced by online.
Yeah.
I think influenced by online, I went to Miami. I want to know about Indian restaurant in Miami. I got all the information. But I did not buy on the internet, right? So I think that part will be very, very important. Second thing, I think the bulk of the online market will be taken by the offline people, ultimately. What I'm against and not against anything else is that I do not know how you can sell online. See, I can believe in a business once it is profitable. Only a profitable business grows, remember that. So when I have a loss-making business, and that people are saying will grow and become this and become that, it could be 50 billion, but it could be taken away by the offline.
But Rakesh also...
And see Zara, you tell me one thing. One of the most successful retail business in the world in the last century. That man could become the richest man in the world by one retail business, right? How much is he offline? Is he offline?
He's offline, he's not online.
Sorry, is he online?
Not as
in
well.
offline also, can you create the brands online? Can you create a Tanishq online?
But Rakesh,
so the question is, it is going to be the existing players who, if they have time, which they have now, who will take the online market. I think online influence of purchase will be very high.
But let me put a totally different lens to this, Rakesh. I mean, at the end of the day, if you look at those 150,000, 200,000 small SMEs, okay, these are people who always wanted to get into modern retail, and because modern retail could not give them the opportunity, they were actually not able to access the market. As far as the online players are concerned, the so-called marketplaces are concerned, they have provided access to them. In fact, all the retailers have their brands also selling through Amazon, Snapdeal, Flipkart. So Sachin isn't...
But just by selling on Amazon, you sell what?
Well, that's what they're doing. So
If you take the number of retailers who are selling on Amazon, per dollar it will come to $20 or $100.
Nagesh, we are a brand, we run all our brands ourselves. We have brands across every segment of products. We are not able to understand the cost of doing business there. We are not able to operate there.
I agree with you.
As a manufacturer of so many brands, I'm not able to trade online because the cost of doing business is too high.
But what about the small SMEs?
If somebody else is doing it, I don't know who is paying for it.
That's the question. I know. I can ask Sachin. Sachin, a different question.
No, and second thing, I know.
Can I ask Sachin a question?
To support his cost of business, I have an investment in a small company whose turnover is say 700 crores. They have an offline business, online business. They get 40% returns. Every dispatch they do, every 10 dispatches, 4 come back. So, I don't know who's bearing the logistic cost. I mean, it's...
So, but isn't that a platform which online players have created? I'm looking at it more from a nationalistic point of view. Okay, you may be burning money, online players may be burning money. In the last 5 years, 200, 250,000, 500,000 small SMEs have got a platform, okay, which probably nobody could provide.
But what platform? Is it meaningful, I want to ask?
No, that is
what is the meaning of the platform?
Yeah, forget the platform. SMEs are making money. No, they are burning. Wait. Let Sachin answer that. No?
I have a very interesting answer on this.
You want to do it before Sachin or after?
No, let Sachin.
Okay.
Okay, Sachin, please. If I had realized, I would have got one more guy next to you. Huh? These guys are ganging up.
Hey, boss.
Can you repeat the question?
I'm saying, Sachin, at the end of the day, what will be the burn, cash burn? Between the 3-4 of you, you have provided platform for 500,000 SMEs in the country. When I meet those SMEs, they don't say that they are burning money. Okay, they are saying somebody has created a platform. This is a godsend opportunity for us. I was in the garage, suddenly I've become a 5 crore, 10 crore. What is that strategy behind? I mean, at the end of the day, let's say 500,000 SMEs make money and you lose money. I don't know, Rakesh, you will be happy about it.
I want to meet 500,000 SMEs.
We'll come to that.
I want to meet even 10 of them.
No, I'll come to that. Yeah.
No, I don't think that's the intention at all. I don't think we are a business and we have to have a healthy business at the end of the day. And whether sooner or later, that's a question that we can debate. But eventually, it is all about cash flows and profitability, and all of those things have to happen. And there is no doubt about that. I think at this moment, as much as we are in customer acquisition mode, we know that for our growth, we also need to be able to attract enough sellers on our platform, and that's where a lot of thought process in technology investment as well as pricing investments are also going in. And I think, I think that's there is a lot of focus on getting small sellers on board, and I believe that eventually this. See, I think if you take a step back and look at a larger picture, I think it's all about consumers. It's the consumers who are choosing to decide like where they want to shop from, where they want to spend their 100 rupees or 1,000 rupees next, and that's what will decide the success and failure of all businesses, including ours, right? I think, and we believe that consumers, it is a much more convenient model. It is a much more. It provides a lot more selection and variety to the consumers, and we believe that's what they will choose. And for that, of course, I mean, we can't be successful without having that selection on our platform. And the only way to have that selection at scale is to partner with the lakhs of sellers, and that's what we'll have to focus on.
Kishore, you had a point of view.
I had a joke somebody sent me yesterday. A boy in Bangalore wanted to transfer his single bed to a place 10 kilometers away. The bed is not fitting in my car, and the movers and packers is asking for a price equal to the price of bed. What should I do? Sell it on quicker and buy it again at the new address. They will transport it free and also give you Paytm money for it.
Correct.
Every father, actually, the boys of today's generation are wishing our fathers should have had 2 sons. We could have opened business at 2 sides and done business and earned money out of e-commerce.
And Nagesh, I would like to know 100 SMEs who in their name have sold goods worth 1 crore on any of these sites. You think if I put any shoe, I'm Conrad shoes from Hyderabad, somebody's going to buy my shoes?
I don't know. There are 2 people. I'll ask Sachin, and there's Latif also sitting somewhere there. I mean, maybe, do you have examples, Latif, and somebody can take a mic there? I want you to support. Sachin seems to have become all alone. All alone. Come here.
No question, all alone here.
No, I want him to answer your question, Rakesh. Do you have a 1 crore plus SME on your platform?
One, I said,
Nagesh, I want to say one thing. Sachin is not all alone. For a simple reason, he has influenced us to understand about connectivity and making it, very right for all the retailers.
Yes, Latif. No, just one question if you can address. Do you have an SME who does more than crore on your platform? And who it is?
So I'll give you an example. Last week I spent 4 days in Punjab. The largest seller of chess sets on eBay globally is sitting in Amritsar.
Largest seller of?
Chessboards.
Chessboard.
Chessboard.
Yeah.
On?
Chessboard
The
on eBay.
largest seller of chessboard is sitting in Punjab, selling out of eBay.
Selling out how much, but you may be largest. You may be selling 25 chessboards. You may be the biggest.
No.
What is the value?
He's definitely
What
more
does
than
it
1
mean
crore.
here? And one shallow doesn't make a summer. You tell me one thing. Which bloody SME is good sell? Don't give us all this crap. SMEs are prospering.
You
And I
asked,
congratulate him, 5 lakh SMEs prospering.
Rakesh, you asked for showing 10 SMEs who are able to scale and make that big of a business online. I
Boss,
accept the
there
challenge.
is no SME is getting any volume. हाँ वो SME का 6,000 का जूता होगा तो 2,000 में बेचेगा तो बिकेगा.
Rakesh, I think allow him to at least express. Tell it. Make it short. Come to the number, yaar.
No,
Latif.
I'm accepting his challenge. I'm willing to take him to 10 SMEs who are doing a global business.
उसने उसका volume बोला क्या कितना है?
यार एक number तो बोलो यार.
More than a crore.
Huh?
More than a crore. You asked
More than a crore. So
अबे ठोक देगा मालूम नहीं है. तूने बोला बोल दे उसने बोल दिया.
okay,
बोल.
okay, one. Latif.
I accept the challenge.
No. So एक minute. Can I?
When he first asked you should have told the amount. You're not getting
Rakesh,
chessboard on eBay.
No, Rakesh, let's do one thing. One thing you have to promise. I know in public you don't want to say. Between you and Rakesh and me, okay, you are going to give us those 10 SMEs, okay, who are doing not more than 1 crore, but you are talking of tens of crores, because this is a challenge that we are placing on a platform like this. We'll catch up with you separately and do that. Yeah,
Done.
that's done. Thank you very much. Sachin, do you want to say, then we go on a Q&A, please. Do you see SMEs growing and making bigger? I think that's an important question he's asking.
Yeah, there are huge success stories. There are many success
Yeah,
stories.
he wants a number, yaar.
I think forget about a crore a year. We're talking about crores a month kind of numbers, and there are dozens of these guys. And these are not really big names, and somehow these are really like a small electronics.
You know why he's asking? That's the way he sources his investments, yaar. Come on, Rakesh.
I think some of these are like really small retailers sitting out of Nehru Place selling electronics online with us, or they are shoe manufacturers sitting in Panipat.
You got to know what one fellow did. We bought 100 TVs. He was a wholesaler. Bought 100 TVs sold them for 10,000 to these people. Bought it back at 8,000. Again sold at 10,000. I'm told he sold 10 times.
And you close it. Okay.
I'm told,
I think this RAI did a big mistake by doing this a 1 hour panel. Okay, this could have been a full 8 hour panel discussion for the whole day. Yeah? And we could have had 4 more people. Rakesh, when we are going to do this next time, you're going to come.
But Nagesh, I am not saying online will not develop. How much it will develop, how it will develop, will evolve when it is a real business model.
Agreed. Yeah.
Today it is not a real business model, right? So question is, Bhaskar Bhatt told me one thing when already told of organized retailing. I think it was very sensible. He says, I can give convenience to the customer, right, by organized retail. I can give him price benefit only to the extent which I can save price. And except in logistics, my cost cannot be lower than the small shopkeeper, right? So today, big retail has to be more expensive than the kirana wala. It's a convenience. So therefore, today are people going there because it's convenient or because it is cheap?
Fair enough. I think that's
It's a big question.
we'll ask next
And how profitable and to what level this, the Indian customer, I know, they used to first buy on Flipkart or whatever, I don't know, Quickcard, Flipkart, I don't know names also. But now they came to know that the old discount is not there, so they buy all offline.
Fair enough. Okay, we'll go for a question answer session. We have time for about 3 or 4 questions. Please be brief and ask the question directly. You're not allowed to ask questions to Rakesh because he has taken a lot of airtime today. Yeah, Rakesh. Yeah. Yes, please go ahead. Yeah, the gentleman in the blue shirt, please, just next to the camera. Guys with the mic, please run around fast. Lady has to run. Come on, fast. Yes, please.
My question is to Sachin. It is relating to that they are saying that they have created a marketplace, they have created a platform. In fact, they are giving all the services, they are doing everything, and they are saying they are not a retailer. So that they are coming out of a compliance. Not only that, they are taking all the fund. So there is no level playing field with the bricks and mortars. So how they will justify in relation to this thing?
I don't know whether you got the question. Yeah. You
My
are saying
question
how
is,
do you...
It's about the compliance, I think.
You're talking of the compliance part of it?
No, it's about the way they are saying that they are not a retailer, they are only a marketplace.
No, that's okay.
So whether they are a marketplace or they are retailer, that's the question.
We are not getting into that debate of marketplace or a retailer, please. Anybody else has a question? Yeah. Hello. Can you bring the mic in the front, please? Can you please stand up? It's easier for the mic guys to see you. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. I just want to ask Rakesh ji ki...
Sorry, Rakesh, I can't do anything. Yeah, please, go ahead and ask. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Has he invested some funds into the offline retail business also?
Hello?
Offline business, even on the brick and mortar.
Yeah, please go ahead. He's asking you specifically.
See, I have not invested any offline.
Okay. And in the online also?
No, I have not invested in any offline, online retail business.
Okay.
But I have offline investments in Titan and Metro, which have got online businesses.
Okay.
So no investment. I wish Sachin had come at $100 million valuation. I would have surely invested.
Thank you.
Any other question? We have two more. Yes, please.
Hi. Here.
Hi. A quick.
Wait. Yeah, you go ahead with that gentleman.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just a quick question. I guess anybody can answer it. Fundamentally, the way I see it, after all the dust settles, the primary difference between offline and online from a cost of operation standpoint, the way I see it, is offline folks need to have...
What is the question?
I'm coming to it. Offline folks need to have a brick and mortar presence, which is expensive. Online folks need to have logistics and distribution in terms of this, in terms of delivering every single order. And I don't know if anybody can comment on sort of any study of the difference between these two in terms of actually being able to earn profit. Which one's going to be more expensive?
I would recommend there are 5 consultants who are actually making 5 report presentations. They have talked about the comparison between online and offline. It's a large question. Yeah, we can go here, please.
A very quick question. In terms of, is Flipkart a real challenge to medium and communication than more offline? Like, is it a challenge to the likes of Times of India losing, gaining more ad dollars than more retail dollars? That's the main question.
Yeah, that's the question. Are you a challenge to Times of India? Or could you be a challenge to Times of India?
How, yeah?
I think everything is going to be everything is going to be transformed through because of online, right? Internet, everything, including advertising over time. And news consumption, for example, already people are reading more news online as compared to newspaper. For example, I personally don't get a newspaper at my home. I read it only online, right? So, and more and more people doing that. So I think those paradigms are changing fast. In the US is already happening, and I think in India also advertising will also start moving online more and more. And of course, a lot of work is happening at Google. I know about that, and Facebook, and we are also trying from our point of view, like if there is, if we can get access to brands and advertisers to access our customer segments, the data that we collect about our users, then that can be a viable advertising model.
So the question was, is it the
that's
monetization
all.
happening?
No, please don't get into a continuity. One more last question. We'll go there on the right side. Yes, on my left.
My question is to Sachin. Is there any plans to grab rural market or penetrate into rural markets?
Plans to tap rural market, online, offline. Kishore is already there in all the rural markets.
I have actually a lot of people talk about urban market, rural market. Rural markets, we see a total SKU consumption is not more than 500, 600. So it's very difficult to tap that market where the consumption is not there. They might move up to 800 SKUs, 1000 SKUs. In rural markets, the number of SKUs which you can sell. So the cost of doing business becomes quite prohibitive. And there are established players who have been able to reach in that SKUs in that market. So for a new player to come in, and whether online can deliver at what cost, I think it's a very difficult proposition. It sounds good when you talk about rural markets, but it's not a lucrative venture.
No, I agree. I think e-commerce hasn't solved that problem yet. It's going to require a different logistics model. Maybe the way you think about inventory selection, all of it has to be changed completely when you think about rural. And I don't think anybody has the solution to that yet.
Thank you.
Hi,
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. No, sorry,
last
we'll just close. I'm so sorry. We'll have to close. We're already 15 minutes behind schedule. You can catch some of the panelists outside. Thank you very much for being a patient listener. And thank you for this panel. What a wonderful panel we had.